Andrew, welcome first of all, and now that you've been at Jewel for several months, what's kind of your impression of the Midwest coming from Huntsville, Alabama?
The Midwest overall is very windy and very cold. Big difference from the South.
Let me ask you, today's probably not the day to ask you, right?
No, it's not. Lots of sleet and snow all through the Midwest, and it's a very unfortunate day as far as the weather.
You get any kind of weather like this in Alabama?
No, that'd be not at all. No weather like this at all. Every once in a while, Tennessee and Alabama get some snow, maybe 1 to 2 inches, and everything shut down. But I'm seeing 12 to 24 inches on the news here, and it's just completely different for me.
Well, the weather aside, how's life been in the Midwest for you?
It's been pretty good. There's quite a few cool things to do in Kansas City. It's a big city. Huntsville, Alabama, and the part of Tennessee that I go to is a pretty small area, not much to do. So it's pretty cool to see a big city setting.
Is that one of the reasons you came to Jewel? I mean, it is obviously close to a big city.
It is. It was located close to Kansas City, and that's one of the experiences I wanted to, be a part of and come to a bigger city. So I've been there before. I used to live in South Korea, but in Seoul, South Korea, when I was younger for 2 years. But I was, a lot younger, so I wanted to experience it on my own.
But yeah, I had no idea. Why were you there?
Well, I'm a military brat, and my dad was stationed there for 2 years, and I want to say 2000 through 2002. I think that's correct. I know I was in 3rd and 4th grade, or 4th and 5th grade, so yeah.
Well, does that, I don't know, I suppose it's a generalization about a kid that's been in the military. You have a certain toughness about you on the court. Does it kind of stem from that?
I would say it does. When I was younger, my dad was pretty strict on us. He not overly strict. He was do this at this time. There's timelines and bedtimes and all types of things like that, and we learned to be disciplined. And as we've gotten older, he kind of let up on us, because as we get older, start to make decisions on your own and everything. But thanks to my parents, my dad and my mom, for raising me the way I am. Hard work and the ethics that I have is I say one of the good positive things that come out of playing hard on the basketball court. So
does that help you in athletics, or has athletics helped you get better at those kind of things?
I think they both help each other equally. If you do, I've always been told that the things you do on the court carry off the court. So if you don't cheat on a running drill and you run the whole suicide, maybe in life when you're doing something you won't cheat and leave work early. You'll finish and stay the whole day in order to earn that pay. So just things like that, they interchange. So.
Junior Andrew Scofield is our guest here at halftime. Your role has taken some patience to fill here, as early in the year you weren't playing as much as you are now. Tell me about that. Coming from a junior college where you had a lot of success, was that frustrating?
Yes, it was very, very frustrating. When I first got here, I was expecting to be a large contributor as far as minutes played, and at first, the coaches went through different lineups to see what worked the best, and they found it, and I wasn't in it. So, that those things happen, and I decided to stick with it and keep on fighting through, and ended up now I'm a starter and averaging 30 minutes a game and contributing greatly to the team as far as offense and defense. So, can't complain.
You're being very good about that and objective about that, but what was in your head at that point? Just keep working and your chance will come, that kind of thing?
Right. Well, when situations like this occur, all types of things go through your head, but I think what you actually act on and what you actually end up doing, it takes somebody strong to stick through a situation like that, because especially coming from a junior college where you started and you've been one of the leading scorers and helping your team, it's just extremely hard to come somewhere and not play. I felt like I was a freshman in high school again. But hey, it's part of it, and I persevered through, and now look where I'm at. So can't complain.
Coach has had you playing more of a 3, too, as I understand it. Now you're back to playing the 2. I would think you're a lot more comfortable at that 2 spot.
I am. It really doesn't have too much of a difference on offense because you score the ball the same. at the guard positions. But as far as defense, I'm it's a big difference as far as the people that I guard. They're not as heavy and they're not as tall and as long, so it makes it a little easier on me defensively. The people that I guard may be a little quicker, but I'd rather deal with quickness than size. So.
Andrew Scofield is our guest. He is a junior, transferred to Jewel from Motlow State, and coming out of junior college, I know you were all conference, I believe, at junior college level. What parts of your game there have kind of made the transition with you here?
Well, now I'm starting to, find my rhythm in my shooting ability. At the beginning of the year, I wasn't able to shoot very well. I'm not sure why. I still haven't figured out why I wasn't able to shoot very well, but I was in a slump for, I want to say, probably a month and a half, maybe even 2 months. So it was pretty tough. I kept all my athletic ability and speed and everything because those are things that don't go away. But as far as my shooting touch, it was just lost, and I got it back somehow. I guess just continually getting up shots and staying in the gym and trying to find that touch again.
Andrew, what are you going to do when you get out of school?
Well, the number one thing I would love to do is go play basketball overseas. I know it's very, very tough to get there, but hey, it's tough to do a lot of things that are done. So it's definitely possible. If not, I'd like to probably pursue a master's degree in some kind of business. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do.
You've mentioned your mom and dad a couple of times here as we were talking, but can you tell us more about your family? I understand you've got some brothers as well.
I do. I actually have a huge family. I have a dad and a stepmom, 2 younger brothers and a sister, and I have a mom and a stepfather and 2 stepbrothers. And it's crazy just splitting up time, between both families. Is, there's always somewhere to go is one positive about it. There's always, I have 2 homes instead of 1 now, and both households welcome me equally. So both households are very supportive, step parents, mom, dad, everything. So it's just all around a positive out of a bad situation. So that's the best way to look at it, and I think I'm happy with the way it is.
And Andrew, I bet you keep those step kids in line, don't you?
Well, they're older than me.
All the step kids and the siblings.
That's right, I do. Especially my youngest brother, Alex. He's a handful, or at least he used to be. He's starting to get older and a little bit more mature now, but he was a crazy one for a while. So he was the one I had to keep in line.
Well, thank you for taking the time with us. It's been a pleasure.
All right, no problem. Thank you for having me.